You're listening to WTIM, your information station. It's time now for your expanded local news. As reported on Wednesday evening, the Christian County Health Board permanently revoked the license for Wits End in Taylorville. Regional Radio News received information from the health department highlighting the multiple issues and chances that were given for the restaurant to fix many of the issues that were present multiple times. Both sides were given 15 minutes to plead their case. The Christian County Health Department and Wits End. Alexandra Everly, lead and vector inspector for the CCHD, talked about some of the reasons that the administrative hearing was even taking place, including repeated violations of some of the same things.
In 2024, Routine 2 inspection was conducted. There were 13 violations that were cited, 7 of which were repeat times 3 violations. That triggered an administrative hearing in November of 2024. During this administrative hearing, we discussed all repeat violations. However, in between Routine 2 inspection of 2024 and the first administrative hearing, there was a complaint, which you can see in your folders and read more in detail regarding the complaint that the Christian County Health Department has received. During the administrative hearing in 2024, due to the excessive amount of violations, the establishment was made a multi-high risk, and that means rather than 3 inspections a year, the establishment would then get 4 a year. Routine 3 inspection was conducted in December of 2024, where there were 6 repeat times 4 violations cited. That triggered the second administrative hearing in January of 2025. We discussed all repeat violations during this administrative hearing, and Routine 1 inspection in 2025 was conducted where 7 violations were cited, 2 of which were repeat times 5. That triggered the third administrative hearing where we discussed all repeat violations, and the establishment was required to submit proof of their policy and procedures that they would be implementing to prevent these violations from reoccurring.
Regional Radio News worked on the timeline of events and found multiple repeat violations that had not been corrected despite numerous opportunities to do so. Charles Bone, supervisor with Wits End, gave his rebuttal and stressed that there would be a zero-tolerance policy for mistakes moving forward.
Number 1 was that qualified personnel present on site demonstrating proficiency, efficiency, turning out, and responsibilities. Both Jennifer and Kylie are both CFTNs. They will complete daily and hourly checklists to maintain ongoing regulatory compliance. Issue number 6, a cigarette butt that was discovered near the rear entrance of the facility. All employees will be zero tolerance, no smoking within 15 feet of all entry points. Number 10, violation, the restroom missing a hand washing sign has been properly replaced. Number 13 and 22 were together. It had to do with the ribeye steak being stored past its discard date. To resist this, food labeling and temperature monitoring will be conducted at 4, 10, and closing time. We'll get to the sheet a little bit later that shows you that.
Again, Charles Bone of Wits End says that they have new management, but the health board questioned him on the previous violations that continued to happen.
So my question is this. So some of these things were continued problems, and you had 3 administrative hearings prior to. Some of them were clean, some of them were like the door and such. Why were those not addressed in the prior administrative hearing with the health department?
What?
Like the door jam and stuff like that. Why was those not addressed?
They actually were. The door is actually my fault.
Okay.
I did order it, and it was out of stock, and then I got sidetracked with causes, blitz, and this, and actually just didn't even think about it until.
Yeah, that actually is what I was thinking about. There's so many repeat violations that it took forever to take some action. That concerns me.
Yep. But Tim retired, and then I went with Charlotte. She'd been there for a long time, so I figured she earned the right to try to take over the position. And it just did not work out. And she left at the end of July. And now I think Jennifer's going to take it and she's going to make it happen.
So you're telling us that the management's changed the person in charge?
Twice,
Twice.
yes.
And it changed most recently 10 days ago?
Yes. Yes.
The board then went into an executive session to talk about the violations and to decide what they wanted to do moving forward. After deliberation, the board determined by a unanimous vote to revoke the license for Wits End.
So, I need a motion for the permit for Wits End
I'll make the motion
to,
to revoke Wits, excuse me, to revoke Wits End at the address
1800,
1800 Lincoln Trail, Taylorville, Illinois.
to permanently revoke.
Yes.
Okay, so I have a motion, do I have a second?
Yes.
Dr. Gill, second. Roll call, please.
Vicky? Yes. Dr. Gill?
Yes.
Dr. Leslie?
Yes.
Dan?
yes.
Lindsay, yes. Dr. Ben?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Here's the time frame, and only violations that are listed are in fact repeat violations. On June 10th of 2024, health inspection, multiple fines of repeat violations, including improper date markings, floors and ceilings in need of repair, mops in a mop bucket, and kitchen tiles. Then again on October 30th of 2024, a health inspection with repeat violations, food observed open and exposed in the freezer, the ice machine was soiled on the inside, a fan in the kitchen was heavily soiled with dust, demarkings not observed, mop not stored properly, floors damaged, a grease trap was heavily soiled in grease, and an administrative hearing was scheduled at a future date with a fee. Then on November 19th of 2024, the health department gets a call. The buffet was reportedly cold and caused an upset stomach. On November 22nd, the administrative hearing found 6 violations and actions needed to be taken to be fixed. December 11th, another failed health inspection with repeat violations. February 7th of 2025, another failed health inspection with repeat violations. On January 7th of 2025, an administrative hearing, 10 violations are discussed, actions are taken to be fixed. March 4th of 2025, another administrative hearing, 7 different violations discussed, actions taken to be fixed. May 29th of 2025, the health department gets a call. The establishment is complained about for being dirty. On May 30th of 2025, another failed health inspection, repeat violations, this time including missing thermometers, and over 16 different violations were noted. On August 13th of 2025, their last failed health inspection with repeat violations, including a priority violation being observed. Then on August 21st of 2025, an administrative hearing and that license being revoked. Agriculture education teachers in Illinois will now be compensated for the extra hours that they put in outside of the classroom. Governor J.B. Pritzker signed Senate Bill 1605 into law on Friday. The measure, sponsored by State Senator Doris Turner of Springfield, requires school districts to pay agriculture teachers their full hourly rate if they work 400 or more extra hours beyond their regular teaching schedule. Turner says the law recognizes the time that teachers spend helping students learn about agriculture outside of the classroom. Leaders in ag education say the change will support teachers and help prepare the next generation of agricultural workers. The law does take effect immediately. Mount Auburn and surrounding communities will again have a piece of history in their backyards as the 138th annual Mount Auburn Farmers Picnic picks up on Thursday, August 21st. The picnic boasts 3 full days of events, vendors, pageants, parades, and more. Home-cooked meals are just one highlight of the gathering, with a ham and bean supper that was served on Thursday and the fireman's fish dinner happening Friday. Saturday sees breakfast served and a pork chop supper as the picnic winds down. The Mount Auburn Farmers Picnic is home to one of the only soapbox derbies in the area, with other new offerings coming about at this year's event. Shamron Cratcham and Dixie Vincent, committee members for the Mount Auburn Farmers Picnic, talked the lengthy history behind said picnic. Vincent has been associated with it since she was a child. She has now seen nearly 90 years of the event.
Well, the Mount Auburn Farmers Picnic started in what was a pasture east of Mount Auburn. It was close to the railroad, and they would bring in people from Decatur and from all points east, and they would attend the Mount Auburn Farmers Picnic because back then, a few of them had a jalopy. Most of them came in horses and buggies, and it has evolved. And then it moved to Mount Auburn when the train station became more, they used it more, so they moved it to Mount Auburn up on top of the hill. And Mount Auburn used to be up on top of the hill. The stores used to be up on top of the hill. And then we had a fire, and several of the stores up around the park burned, and the businesses moved down the hill. So, but the picnic has been on top of the hill since I was a very little girl, and that's been a long time ago.
Friday, we'll have a car show with the 40 Mile Per Hour Club, the start of the carnival, and the Fireman's Fish Fry in store.
The ice cream social opens at 5 o'clock, and so does our beer tent. The firemen are going to have a walleye fish fry. It's delicious. Everybody can come and get you some fish. It's wonderful. From 5 to 8, the 40 Mile Per Hour Club is going to be there for a car show. I think from what it looks like, the weather's going to be beautiful, so I think we're going to have a really good turnout. The carnival will be there on Friday and Saturday, and the rides start at 6 o'clock. You can get your wristband. Today's the last day to get your wristband for $35, but it's only Saturday. So it's Saturday's wristband for $35. And then for Friday, we have tickets for $1 or 22 tickets for $20. And then you can get a wristband for Friday night for $25. Our stage show in the beer tent is the Easy Pickins. They said that they play, let me look here, a good old country music. So I think everybody can enjoy that.
A busy schedule of events brings in the weekend on Saturday. Things get started with the breakfast being served and the parade opening up at 10 a.m.
Saturday, we'll start the day with the breakfast at the community building, and that benefits our Festival of Lights. The Festival of Lights decorate the park beautifully for Christmas, and it's really nice to see at Christmas time. We have a parade that I think is going to be amazing this year. The lineup starts at 10 o'clock at the old elementary school, or now it's called the Mount Auburn Recreational Center. Anybody can be in the parade, so if you want to join, you still have time. You just meet us down there, and Amanda will get you all lined up. You can make a float for our, go ahead, Dixie.
And we have prizes for the float.
We have prizes for the float.
Monetary prizes.
So you'll just decorate your float for American Pride in 25. And then we have judges that will go around and pick first, second, and third. And like she said, you'll get a monetary prize. The parade begins at 11 o'clock and it goes through most of the town and goes all the way up, and it will end at the park. So you'll be ready to go, and make sure you bring a bag because you're going to get lots of candy from the parade.
Saturday is not done there, as the Soapbox Derby, karaoke, bags, volleyball, and pickleball tournaments all kick off. A free petting zoo is back again this year, before the chili cook-off, pork chop dinner, and beer tent close things out. Find out more about the Mount Auburn Farmers Picnic by visiting mtauburnfarmerspicnic.com. Dixie Vincent and Shamron Cratcham appeared as guests on the WTIM Morning Show. This will conclude the first portion of your expanded local news, and it's brought to you by Taylorville Community Credit Union.
Hi, this is Will Perkins with Taylorville Community Credit Union. When you become a member of TCCU, you become an owner and have access to our great loan rates, earn great dividends on our deposit accounts, have access to our full range of financial products, and will receive personal attention from people you know. Membership is open to anyone who lives or works in Christian, Montgomery, and Shelby County. We are conveniently located in Taylorville, Hillsborough, Litchfield, and Pana. You can also visit us online at www.tccu.org. Come join us. You'll wonder why you waited. Member NCUA.
Pioneer Days of Cowden are scheduled for today, August 22nd, and Saturday, the 23rd, and looks to provide the carnival atmosphere not had anywhere else in Shelby County. Staples of the event include their rodeo and loads of live music, which are back again this year, but added to the lineup is a hypnosis show that Saturday. Each day will also see the carnival at just $25 per child, guaranteeing up to 5 hours of fun for the price. Kimberly Barron, a volunteer event coordinator for the Pioneer Days of Cowden, talks finding the right vendor to bring a carnival to Shelby County. She explains where the entertainment comes from and why it was so important to the Pioneer Days to have a carnival in the first place. Friday night begins with a flag raising to initiate the start of the event. Barron also shares about the many vendors that will be on hand this weekend.
At 3:45 on Friday, August 22nd, we'll begin with a flag raising. Then we'll go right into the vendors and food stands opening. After that, we have catering from Jackson Porterhouse Catering will be bringing fried chicken and baked steak over. Those meals are available first come, first serve. So we hope people get there early. He'll be there from 5 to 7 though.
5 to 7?
We have about 25 vendors.
Good.
I was mapping them out last night and trying to make sure that we had enough room for everybody. We'll have vendors. There are cabins there in the park, so we'll have vendors there. But there's also a big pavilion that we'll have vendors under. So their goods will be shaded, and so will the people shopping.
Yeah.
Because it might be a little warm this weekend.
Pageants will be again held this time around, but with a twist. Barron believes it's not conducted like your typical pageant, making the experience better as a spectator. Barron then went into some detail about the Saturday festivities. She discusses the parade and the hypnosis show, where audience members will have a chance to be hypnotized live on stage. Find out more about the Pioneer Days of Cowden by visiting them at their Facebook page. Kimberly Barron appeared as a guest on the WTIM Shelbyville Morning Show. This will conclude the second portion of your expanded local news. It's brought to you by CNB Bank and Trust.
Looking for more from your checking account? With CNB's Premium and Gateway Checking, get buzzing benefits packed with perks that pay. Protect your phone with cell phone coverage. Save big on prescriptions, eye care, and hearing services with health savings. And shield your identity with ID Theft Aid. Plus 24/7 roadside assistance and access over 400,000 discounts from local shops to national brands. Switch to CNB Premium or Gateway Checking today. Download the Bazing app and start saving. Visit cnbil.com or stop by your local CNB branch. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Moving now to obituaries, which can be found at TaylorvilleDailyNews.com and are brought to you by Sutton Memorial Home.
This is Chad Sparks. When you lose a loved one, your choice for making final arrangements should be with the compassionate family at Sutton Memorial Homes. They know the death of a loved one is difficult. Austin and Evan at Sutton's and the entire staff have devoted themselves to loving and caring for those in their community in their time of need. You can trust Sutton Memorial Homes to assist your family in making final arrangements that will be a tribute to your loved one. Sutton Memorial Homes, caring is what they do best.
60-year-old Michael H. Hall of Edinburgh died on August 19th. Visitation is today, August 22nd, from 4 p.m. until 7 p.m. at Sutton Memorial Home in Taylorville. Funeral service will be August 23rd at 11 a.m. at Trinity Lutheran Church in Edinburgh. Burial will be at Groves City Cemetery. Funeral arrangements are being handled by Sutton Memorial Home in Taylorville. 46-year-old Elizabeth or Liz Ann Dyer of Taylorville, formerly of Durant, Iowa, died on August 16th. Visitation is today, August 22nd, from 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. at Ruby Funeral Home in Springfield. Funeral service will be August 22nd at 12 p.m. at Ruby Funeral Home in Springfield. Funeral arrangements are being handled by Ruby Funeral Home in Springfield. Get details on these and other local news stories at TaylorvilleDailyNews.com or hear them every hour on WTIM, your only local News Radio.
This is Blaine Cornwell.